Nation. I am George the Mad Ogre Hill, and this has been Fenris Thompson, and we are going to be doing a as frequent as possible, maybe weekly, maybe monthly, depending on situations, video cast, vcast, talking about some of the highlights in the news and on WeTheArm.com. So
basically full sessions.
Absolutely.
Honest opinions, not really scripted, but you kind of got an outline, but
so
no lines memorized.
No. And it's going live. Fuck it, we're doing it live.
It's recorded live.
Okay,
there is no studio audience.
No. Although there could be. What? The janitors here at university wondering what the hell are these guys doing?
We're talking to a camera. Come on. Everyone does that.
So, biggest news this week is Jong Il died.
And we didn't celebrate yet?
No.
Huh. Well, there's no good Korean restaurants to go to.
Not here. Are there any such thing as a good North Korean restaurant?
I don't know. You could boil some rice.
They don't even have rice. It's just grass. They're just boiling grass.
Hopefully that clears things up. Seldom do you have a dictator, kick it, and then somebody coming up says, "Oh, instead of taking the power, I'm gonna turn things over to all of the people that that jerkwat's had his boot on." Now, hopefully, something comes up. I don't know if anything's in the wind, but
well, one of the biggest things about it is how is this going to affect who's controlling the country? Because Jong Il said that his son was going to be the successor, but then you've got an uncle, and then you've got the huge military that could overthrow and do whatever they want anyway. So what's going to happen in North Korea is pretty much anybody's guess, but at least the guy's dead.
yeah.
Did you hear about what happened to the Amish girl that got killed? Young Amish girl, 15, 16, something like that, riding around in her little carriage, her little buggy thing that the Amish are prone to use because they don't like things with buttons or cars. So she's
Understandable. I'm not a big fan of cars either. I have one, but
oh, you like cars? You got yours in 45. It's good. Amish don't approve though. Amish don't like cars. Anyway, this girl's riding around in her carriage. A guy a mile and a half away with his muzzle loading rifle, so he can clean it, just fires it up into the air. And a mile and a half away, the girl's hit and killed, and the horse brings the body. The horse does what it does and takes the girl home, and she's found dead.
Are we PG on language?
No, we can go PG-13 on language.
Can I use the F word?
Yeah, be my guess.
Can I use the F word for this episode?
Yeah, absolutely.
You negligent fucker.
Yeah, exactly.
You stupid, stupid man. I'm sure you've thought it yourself, but God. Responsibility, moron.
Exactly. This is a tragedy that could have been avoided, with just a little care.
Aim at the ground?
Yeah. No,
You know where the bullet's going?
he fired it into the air.
These are things that I was taught when I was 6 years old.
Yeah. I like to, get a 5-gallon bucket full of sand, and I've got that out by my garage. So if I have to clear a weapon, I can clear it into the clearing bucket. But out in the middle of nowhere in Pennsylvania, come on. Into the ground.
Tree stump.
Something. I'm sure this guy feels horrible because he did cop to it. Witnesses, about that time said they heard the gunshot coming from this guy's property. He admitted that he fired a gun up into the air a mile and a half away. He had no intention of shooting the girl. It was a horrible accident.
Yeah.
But so easily avoided.
Mm-hmm. Stupidity kills.
It does. Let's talk about something a little bit more upbeat now, because this.
I really want to move on to something else.
This one, yeah, it does. It just pisses you off. Because Amish chicks are hot, and now there's one less of them.
Well, that and this is just stoked a fire for pushing the regulations on the muzzle loaders now. Thanks.
Well, the Amish community is, of course, saddened, but let's move on. Let's move on. Did you hear about Ruger's new gun announcement?
Have they done all the factory recalls yet?
It's not recalled at this moment. Did you hear about this one? They've got their, the LCR, the little lightweight polymer framed 38 revolver. They're now bringing it out in 22. Hold me back, man. I want it.
Okay.
I don't know what I'll do with it.
A firearm designed and designated as a personal defense weapon in a rimfire.
In a rimfire. No, but it's okay. It's because it's a 22, and it's a Ruger.
Dude, I have two.
We're going to be selling these things left and right. You realize that, don't you?
To what? Tomte?
Hostile militant gnomes.
Urban gnomes are going to love these.
Exactly. Especially Ruger fanatic gnomes.
I have two problems with anything in a rimfire. I mean, 22 mag at least. It makes the 380 look like a slingshot. Slingshots make the 380 look sickly. 22 long rifle, 22 Magnum were not intended as defensive guns. If I hear another human being justify, well, you shoot them in the right place, they'll be dead, and mafia hitmen use them. And yeah, how many mafia hitmen do you know? Seriously, guys.
Yeah, and what you see in movies is not what plays out in the street, because when we shoot in a defensive situation, we shoot to stop a threat. Now, you can punch, a number of holes on somebody with a 22, and they will go off and die.
You will eventually.
Yeah, you will probably be at the pearly gates waiting for that person to come up there, because he will kill you first. That's my opinion on it. So obviously, this is not a defensive weapon. So what would this gun be for? We're talking really lightweight, snub nose, in a 22.
Ruger files having something to play with and train because they can't hack the real ammo out of their real carry gun in exactly the same configuration. Sorry, I'm related to a bunch of Ruger lovers. I am, and I'll admit that, and I'll move beyond it.
Well, I can imagine the conflict of emotion that could be going into, the Ruger lover who wanted the Taurus judge. He's now going to be conflicted because he won't know which one to buy. Now, if you're in this situation, buy both. They both suck, so there's no right answer in this equation. So just go ahead and get them both.
Yeah. I want a gimmick rather than a real gun.
Yeah, it's just, well, gun ownership is becoming cool.
Oh yeah, it's very, very popular. Just hopefully the statistics don't match what happened with motorcycles. Motorcycle riding became the new in thing, and the number of fatalities on bikes skyrocketed because of a bunch of inexperienced noobs getting on bikes that were way too powerful for them.
Probably this was started by Vanilla Ice with this Cool as Ice movie with his bullet bike. So riding in t-shirts, cool clothes, cool haircut, no helmet.
Yeah. Honestly, if you're gonna ride a motorcycle and you ain't wearing a bucket, good for you. We need our organ donors. Just make sure you check yes on the driver's license.
I might need a new liver. Who knows? So.
Anyway, that's me being all negative again, making it dark. Good job, Ruger. Way to pedal to a niche that doesn't really exist.
Well, they're competing with Taurus and their little snub-nosed 22 revolver that
and I
we
have to
can't
admit
give
that
away.
Smith & Wesson does one as well. But what doesn't Smith & Wesson chamber in a revolver? Because they've got the 460 artillery piece, which is fantastic.
Oh, very cool.
They did buy into trumping the judge with the governor.
Mm-hmm. And that's a better unit by far. It does everything the judge does, but it does it better.
And it can grant you a stay of execution.
It can. It can. Because anybody that you might shoot with a handgun, they're not going to die with a 410. Okay, I know there's the loads out there, and the 410's been used all over the country, and it has its following, and that's fine. But I don't know.
I'm
People
still
like Punky
itching
Brewster,
for. I'm still itching for the regulation stuff to go away so I can have my 12 gauge revolver, and I'll call it the Emperor.
Ooh. The Emperor Ming the Merciless.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some of the hot topics on We the Armed right now. Terry, one of the staff members at We the Armed, is contemplating getting some new custom grips for his 1911.
Don't take them off an airsoft gun.
No, that wouldn't quite be. It wouldn't be as cool as possible. Yeah, okay, this is going on a joke. I bought a.
It may be tactical, but no.
Well, I had a DPMS build that I worked on. Built up a little limb forgery type gun. Found a kind of a neat little vertical foregrip that folded up underneath the handle. And I thought that was, that's pretty neat. I've not seen that before.
It was not an airsoft company that he purchased the vertical foregrip from.
But we got in an airsoft very soon thereafter, and on the airsoft gun was the very same grip. I felt shame. I felt disappointment. I felt bitterness. I hate airsoft. That's just me. But he's
fun toys.
Customizing a 1911 grip. Or a 1911. You've got 1911s. I've got 1911s. We like 1911s.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have one that's factory bone stock?
No, not anymore.
No.
The thing with 1911 grips, if you're halfway patient and partially talented, find a beautiful piece of hardwood and bust out your pocket knife. You can whittle them. They're that simple. There's other stuff. There's the carved aluminum.
There's a couple companies that are making them out of aluminum, milling them, etching them, doing all kinds of cool artwork on them. And they're awesome. But they're not, they're not the right grip for everybody in every situation, but they look cool. But they, the thing I like about them, though, is that it's a hard use. It has a cool distinctive finish. Downsides to it is that a lot of them could be slippery on the aluminum grips.
Yeah. There is no perfect answer. Just don't go with peckerwood.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't
Cheaper
want peckerwood grips. But let me ask you, is it the fact that the 1911 has so many options out there that people like to modify it, or is it just something in the American gun culture that if you have a 1911, you've got to modify it?
Yes.
Yeah.
The aftermarket products would not exist were it not for gun owners, almost not all of us, but a lot of us, inherent need to make it our own.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
It's American way. It's the American way.
You just, you know, you take something that is good and you make it more personable to suit you, so it's better.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we see that, of course, in hot rodding culture. You know, I have never seen a factory stock Mustang, you know, that's over a year old because they changed something in the car.
Yeah.
It's just part of our culture. But VZ grips are making some good grips that Terry's been looking at, and there's also the Crimson Trace Master Series, which are really good looking.
Yeah. Not just wood look-alike, but real hardwood with the Crimson Trace grips built in. So the laser's in.
Real wood grips, not plastic grips that look like wood. Beautiful too. Crimson Trace did a great job on this.
That what was it? Kind of a rosewood.
Rosewood, and did you see the new gray laminate we got?
Yeah.
Nice. It's good stuff.
I need another 1911 to dress up.
You know, I'm not saying that I've ever bought a gun just because it had cool grips for it. But if I did have those grips, I would have to buy another 1911. I would.
Yeah. But just, you can be like in awe of how much aftermarket stuff there is.
Oh yeah, there's a huge part of the gun industry is just for customizing the AR-15, the 1911. I mean, you could have a gun company that does nothing but 1911 grips.
And after all the Ruger bashing, there's the 1022.
Very popular, and that is a great little rifle.
Oh yeah.
It really is, and you know, I can throw a hate on Ruger probably better than anybody. I'm a professional Ruger hater, but the 1022 is awesome. So are the single six. So it's GP100,
the single
Vaqueros.
action stuff. Yeah.
I hate Ruger as a hobby, but I do grudgingly respect a lot of what they put out because they do make some of the best stuff in their markets. You know, like the 1022, like the Vaquero, that nobody else comes close to doing it.
Well,
Remington can't do it.
And with them finally starting to put high capacity magazines with things, put their name on some higher capacity magazines, about time. Welcome to, you know, the 21st century gun culture.
Yeah, welcome to freedom.
We wants us lots of bullets.
Exactly.
They do a fantastic job with their ARs.
They do.
Those are good looking, good feeling guns.
They are. We had that one new Ruger that came in without the rails on it.
Oh yeah.
That SR556. As soon as I saw it in the rack, I immediately went straight for it. Picked it up. I was like, man, this is cool, and holy crap, it's a Ruger.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, obviously, you can tell by their unique flash hider.
Well, the custom Mini 14 birdcage.
Yeah. What is it? How come they feel the need to put that on everything? You're gonna see. Here's a prediction. You're gonna see that
Super
flash hider.
Blackhawk.
I was gonna say Mark 322. But if we were talking about Mossberg, they would have put it on the Blackhawk already. You know, 50 cal Mossberg. Let's put it on the 22 and call it a
you know,
roadblocker.
I can't
bulldozer.
I can't throw too much hatred that way. I was going to do that to a 22-250.
True. And we're all glad that you did.
I think you know, had I been able to find what I was looking for, it would have been a really awesome little kit. But
yeah.
No.
Okay, next topic up, let's talk about WTA member Grant, who built his own firing range. He's got his own range now on his own property, out to 550 yards. Freaking awesome. Good job, Grant.
Yes.
Every guy's dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, every guy wants to spend the night with Angelina Jolie. Okay, well, maybe not every guy. There's, but
sorry, the whole psycho thing just cuts it right off for me.
But for every gun nut, having his own private firing range on his own property.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean,
hats off to you, sir.
yes.
That is fantastic.
Even better, you know, just a stone's throw from the freaking bench. You have the reloading set up, so when the time comes, you get the rifle. You've got the 5 rounds of whatever recipe to try. Short trip, bang, bang, bang. Hey, this load's awesome. I need to go back and build 500 of them now. Cool.
Really easily develop a load for any gun you want. Right there, you can reload. You got your shooting range. Your wife can bring you out a sandwich.
Yeah. See, I've actually driven with, you know, maybe 10 rounds in an ammo box of a couple of different recipes. I've driven for 30 minutes just to go shoot them for a test to drive back.
Well, and you're not alone. Most shooters do that, except most shooters have to drive a lot farther. You know, you live in a big city. Like if you live in Salt Lake, it's going to take you an hour to get across the valley to get to where you can shoot. So you can make that transport, go back and forth. A lot of commuting just to try out some loads.
Yeah. So.
And Grant gets to do that in his backyard practically.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, let's talk about a little. I raised up a little fur ball and rearmed when I said that serious shooters need to compete. If you are a serious shooter, you should be competing. Some guys agree, some guys disagree. What do you think?
I can see the point going towards sign up with a club, join in, you know, but by that same token, I can see guys who I can see not, you know, getting with a group to go be competitive, and I understand both sides.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like obfuscate here. I'm not trying to skate around. You need to be challenged. If you're going to do it and you want to grow, you need to be challenged.
My point exactly. And I don't think there's anything better for pushing yourself than a competition. It's a scheduled event. You have to make time for it. You got to prepare for it. And all this focus does go into it. I mean, you can sign up for a training class and go spend $200 to $1,800 on a training class. But just a simple matter of you're competing with friends. Most of the time you're competing against yourself, but getting out there, pushing that limit is gold.
Cool. Valid. Very much so. Flip side of the coin, there are some guys who just don't want it to turn into a dick measuring contest.
Well, exactly, and that's what a lot of the arguments against it is.
And so, I mean, they get more out of going and doing their own drills, their own scenario setup. They get more doing their own thing, pushing themselves, than having somebody run a buzzer. And there've been instances where they've had a bad experience with a competitive shoot because somebody did show up basically just to be
one of those guys.
I'm better, blah blah blah, because of I'm better because I shoot HK.
Exactly. Exactly. You see those guys and guys like that and everything, but getting out there, you know, you pay $5 or $10 or $20, whatever it is, and you get out there, you force yourself to be better than they were the last time you come out.
Yeah.
And in competitions, the only thing, you know, because the only thing you're really competing against is against yourself.
Yeah.
Because really, nobody cares. And if you're with a good group of guys that aren't a bunch of overly serious, you know, Rob Leathams out there. I don't want to shoot casually. I'm just a novice, and I don't want to go out there, yeah, I think I'm going to try this, and have everybody be Rob Leatham wannabes and just make me look stupid. Most IDPA matches aren't like that. You get out there, you have some good experience, camaraderie.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been to a couple of IDPA night shoots in the area. Mm-hmm. And, you know, aside from Ronald McDonald setting up a couple of stages that made no sense at all, mm-hmm. It was good fun all the way around. And it was the reason I went to the night shoots rather than let's go shoot during the day is I was not looking necessarily for the competition. I was looking for the education, mm-hmm. the hands-on of, you know, most personal defense stuff happens low light, no light,
very true.
Stuff like that. And this was, you know, real-world practical shooting. And the most memorable experience I had was that one stage where at the end of it, the guy's like, "Now don't shoot my truck." The guy who's following you with mm-hmm. the buzzer and taking score, because he had to run cables for one of the moving targets. He had to run power cables from his truck. Yeah. And lucky for him, his vehicle did escape being perforated, but
that time. That time.
Yeah, but it was. Part of it was the camaraderie, but another part of it was the fact that I didn't set up that stage. I didn't know how many targets, which ones were movers. I had no idea. I went into it blind like it was a real world situation mm-hmm. after a guy ran a buzzer in my ear. So my adrenaline kicked up and I stepped up.
And it forces you to think on your feet, forces you to do something that's not, it's not expected. So you've got to be flexible. And it tests you. It's a better test.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a training school, you go to a training school, and training schools are fantastic. And I am a huge advocate of training, being a trainer myself. You seek training wherever you can. But these competitions that you go to, you also get a chance not only to push yourself, but to learn from other people who are doing it better. You look at what they're doing. How are they doing it? You can talk to them. Most guys are real nice about it.
Oh, yeah.
And you can learn.
Well, and the other thing is it will teach you, hands-on about the equipment you've chosen as your life insurance policy.
And you also,
that was
whether or not it's going to work for you.
Yeah. Which is why I no longer have that very nice, very smooth, God, I'm a moron for getting rid of it, just simply for the sake of the collection. It's one of the many 1911s that have loved me and left me. The little Springfield Armory V10 mm-hmm. compact that had been worked over by I don't know who before it came to me.
Fantastic gun. I remember that V10.
But as a defensive gun, it didn't work for me because
and you learned that
stage. Mm-hmm. You stepped on the doormat on the way through, and that activated the movers in that first room. Mm-hmm. I missed both of them.
I remember that stage.
Because my safety was on, and I had not spent time training with what was my carry gun about disengaging the safety.
Yeah, because you shoot lots of different types of guns.
Yeah.
As do I. But in every training class that I've taught the 1911 guys, in every IDPA match that I've been at, you see one of the 1911 guys, he comes out of the holster, he gets on target, he engages, and he forgot to disengage the safety. Small thing, but that could be it right there.
Well, yeah. Average gunfight's over in 3 seconds?
Mm-hmm. And in that matter of time, you missed 2 potential hostile targets in that competition.
2 movers cost me 2 hostages. Mm-hmm. It just...
this is nothing against the 1911.
No. Great gun. Provided you work out the kinks.
You learn the gun. You
Yeah.
learn how to run it.
It shifted me into a whole different category. I have a whole different carry gun now that has no external bells, whistles, switches, levers, pulleys, nothing.
That's your car?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Your car, P45.
0 failures to feed, function, and fire.
And I shot that gun when I had that, my Camber Tac Custom 2, we were out at the famous Headshot Willie location with the
I call
bang,
that
ping,
the old
zing.
40
Yeah,
range.
the old 40 range. But shooting my Tac Custom 2 Camber, $1,000 plus 1911, custom 1911, and I'm able to hit the targets out there casualty, real casually.
Me too.
And then I try your car, shorter barrel, shorter sight radius, double action rolling trigger pull, and I was shooting it just as good.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the cars myself. They're good guns. James Bond should be back in the car.
Anything but a 380.
Exactly.
I'm not a bigot or biased, but no, the true essence of this, getting into competition versus not, you can push yourself so far on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can. But will you, week after week, month after month, year after year, will you?
Exactly. Because if you're just out plinking, and you can, like, say, Grant goes out to his private range, he goes out there and he's shooting casually. He's just shooting casually. He's not really pushing himself. That's why a lot of pro athletes, when they're working out, they have a workout coach. Same thing with competition. Competition is your workout coach.
Yeah.
So maybe we should say that competition, not for the sake of competition, but competition as a form of training and education.
And that's the reason that I have ever gone to any of the IDPA shoots.
Mm-hmm.
I got no need to measure my skills against another human being. Not because I'm supremely confident or I'm awesome, but
You don't feel the need to compete for the sake of competition.
no, I'm there to shoot through stages that I may not know what's there.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to set up I'm playing by someone else's rules, which, unless you're the aggressor in a defensive situation, you will be playing by rules that have been set for you.
Exactly. Good point. So my thesis is that if you are a serious shooter, you should be going to these competitions. And you can make up excuses not to. You might have a reasons not to. For example, We The Armed has some members over there in the UK. They don't have IDPA competitions over there.
Well, it's Britain. They don't have handguns.
No, but they do have crumpets and tea. Just
Cricket bats.
cricket bats. And
I saw that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie with that Casey Jones guy with the cricket bat. Yeah.
I don't want to get hit with one.
No, I don't want to get hit by anything.
No, especially not a cricket bat. They're fairly large. But that's a valid reason for not training through competition. Time and money. Of course, it's not an easy economy for most people right now.
No. But what is your life worth to you?
Exactly.
I mean, if you're serious enough to get the permit, to get the gun, to get the carry rig,
Mm-hmm.
and to take it with you every day, what's it worth to you to make sure that you know how to use that tool?
Mm-hmm. And if you're a guy that is going to drop $1,500 on a real nice carry gun, custom-made gun, but you can't afford $5, $10, or whatever the entry fee is to your local IDPA match and a couple boxes of shells to shoot it,
Adjust your friggin' priorities.
I don't think you're a serious shooter. You might be a gun nut, and everybody likes the guns, the history, the art, the aesthetics of it, the engineering. We can appreciate all of that stuff, but you're not a serious shooter unless you're pushing yourself. And anyway, that's my take on it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Okay, now speaking of aesthetics and appreciating the fine engineering, I just bought an AK. It's fantastic Soviet engineering. It's
Well,
good.
he's great gun. He's great gun. You store a fifth of vodka in gun and it still function. There's nothing wrong with the AK.
It's ugly. It's thuggish.
It's hideous. But it's not about looks.
No, it's about function, and they function well.
I mean, anybody has heard me say it since the seemingly the next evolution of the, I have to say the word, I hate this freaking word, tactical rifle.
Mm-hmm.
The ACRs, the scars, which have turned out to be more of a light scratch than an actual scar.
Mm-hmm.
As these rifles have showed up, I hear people all the time, oh, it's so beautiful. No, they're hideous. They're ugly.
Yeah, they're not good-looking guns.
They're not attractive in any way, shape, or form, but they do the job.
Now, a good-looking gun would be like a Browning X-Bolt, Medallion.
Oh, yeah.
Good, sleek, clean lines, beautiful guns.
Yeah.
But
that's not, they're not for the same application.
Form and function in an AK-47 is a beautiful blend. Yeah, I'm not the only one that bought a new gun.
Shut up.
What did you just picked up something too?
Where to start?
Most
You
recent.
have the 22-250, Remington, 700, gorgeous beast.
And today you're picking up a 629.
629.
Sucker. I didn't even know that was up for grabs there.
I talked to him the day he took the Performance Center home. He was like, I'll make you a great deal. You know, and originally that deal featured the Crimson Trace grips on that, which was a killer for me because Crimson Trace on that size gun, I mean, I'm going to use a 44 mag handgun for home defense, right? So I can shoot through my house and my neighbor's house and their car.
Crimson Trace grips are fantastic, but
they're a defensive tool.
On a, what was that, a
On
18-inch barrel?
No.
Okay, 8-inch.
16 and a half.
This huge long-barreled hunting Performance Center.
Yeah, it was a Performance Center 44 mag that, yeah, the grip made no sense on there.
And it's illegal.
For hunting, yeah.
For hunting. And it's a hunting gun. And you put the Crimson Trace laser grips on it, that gun is now illegal for hunting. So it did make no sense. So he bought that one, and you talked to him.
That, and he's like, oh, man, now I'm going to get out of my 6-inch barrel 629 is just sitting there, just a standard gun. How much do you want? 500 bucks. Done.
Done. No question. Done. 500? Okay, here. Done.
I know how he handles and takes care of his firearms. Oh, and there was an actually good Marlin 39A. Came in on trade.
A lever action.
Yes.
Yeah, and I paid off my layaway for my lever action 44. We like lever actions. They look good, and it's a good blend of that form and function for what they are.
And they have, there is a beauty there. It's inherent.
I think they're gorgeous. I've always loved the lever action. Most of my hunting has been with the lever action. Out here in rural Utah, lever actions are cool. Mostly used by the cowboy action shooting because not a lot of guys are out there killing their elk with a lever gun.
Well, out here, the trees are a whole lot further apart.
Yeah. Much longer
I think
distances.
we've got 3 in the county trees.
I see 2 of them out the window over there.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about doing another lever gun too, because I shot Evil Jim's 4570 guide gun. Well, his isn't a standard guide gun. It's like the SL or SBL. It's 16 inches, not 18. Big loop. It's got that tactical rail on the top. But what's cool about that rail is that it's got the peep sight, which is what I like about it, and a real good front sight post. That setup is just, I love short-barreled lever actions. That right there is my thing. And Jim's was absolutely fantastic. 400 yards, that bare target.
Yeah.
Thumping it with that gun. Fantastic stuff.
Cool.
So I might be going that route.
Well,
See,
nothing wrong with that.
See, I wanted that Winchester 22 mag. You know, somebody else, picked it up.
Yeah.
Regrets.
And so now you're going for something much larger.
And you got the Model 39A that came in, which was cool.
Yeah, the day that thing was
I saw your
legal
eyes.
for me, man,
you wanted
I was
it more
done.
than I did. And then we got in those new 39As right from the factory.
Oh my god, those weren't, no.
It's just hideous.
But you look at the production on that, they were coming out of the old factory. You know the story on that.
Oh yeah.
These are guys who know when their job's done.
Yeah, their jobs are ending. They don't care anymore. And it shows in what Marlin's been putting out. Hopefully, probably in a couple years, Marlin will be making good guns again.
Yeah. I just...
Yeah. The problem though is that you can get a Marlin that feels like it's made, with like gravel in the action, or you could buy like a Browning for less money that's smooth. But between the two, because I'm not going to go the Henry route, I'm not going to go slumming like that. But between the Browning, which is less money, and it's obviously a better made gun, but there's something about that Marlin. Marlin persists.
The 39A has, I don't know how the stuff that's showing up in stores now is, but the 39A has a reputation, a long-standing reputation for being out of the box one of the top of the food chain. 22 guns. Amazing
accuracy. It's got a fairly heavy barrel for a 22, but it makes that gun balance well. It's a nice long barrel. It's just a great gun, and you picked up a really good example of it.
Well, the guy that I got it from, he got rid of it to get a 17 HMR. 17 HMR, great gun. Keep the old lever gun. Don't.
He will be regretting that if he's not already. Giving up that 39A.
Yeah, I win. But no, it's been an interesting few months for guns though, for gun purchases.
And this is a good season for it. We've got a lot of guys, they're out there buying guns and wanting to get guns for Christmas, so they're trading in guns, and that's what you see. Fenris and I both work at a gun store, and you get really jaded when you're at the gun store seeing the new guns come out, which may or may not be interesting, such as the new Ruger LCR in 22. Not really impressed. The latest version of the Taurus Judge, not impressed. But then somebody comes in with a gun, hey, I want to trade this in. And all of a sudden little sparkles go off behind the eyes there, and you're just like, oh, I'm interested in something. Because that's one of the bonuses of working at the gun counter is picking up interesting trades.
Well, and to let the dirty little secret out, 99 times out of 100 when a guy brings in a rifle, a bolt action beast in whatever caliber, 99 times out of 100 when he's looking to trade that off to get something else, it's not the rifle he's unhappy with. It's the piece of crap he skimped on sitting on top of it for looking through.
And you see that from all of the guns. A bad scope kills the gun.
Yeah. Well, that 22-250.
Take the bad scope off, put a decent scope on, and you got a shooter.
Yeah. I mean, admittedly, I did get in and learn how to play with that older Remington trigger. And got her lightened up to what I think is fine for hunting, which it's, varminting gun. And, modded that out, put good optics on top, and it's a shooting little beast.
Yeah.
The only thing to do better would be to dope out a hand load that tightens it up.
And if you had your own private range, like Grant does, you would be able to do that so easily. Because you don't want to cart out your whole reloading bench out to the Buckskin Hills range, where you set it up.
That's just too much work. But
well, that's pretty much that. that's it for this week on the Armed Nation, We the Armed, Arms Race. Not sure what we're going to call this just yet. If you have suggestions, feel free to post them on wethearmed.com. And if you're not a member of wethearmed.com, at least come by and visit. It's our online gun forum for people who are of the armed persuasion.
Hey, if you're not on We the Armed and you own a gun, what are you doing? Seriously.
Yeah, come on by. Yeah. And come armed. Yes. The guns are allowed sign is up and posted.
Especially welcomed chicks with guns.
Yeah, absolutely. We respect female shooters a lot. But that's a topic for a whole other show. We could do a whole show just on that.
Yes.
But, thank you very much, and peace out.
You said peace out.
Keep your powder dry.
Freaking hippie. I was raised by wolves.
I cut my ponytail off. All right. And fade to black. Just don't stare at the camera.
But I can't help it.
It's so beautiful.
It's right there.
Alrighty.
In the way. So all of my vacant stares at the camera can't be removed.
It's a camera.
It is sucking my soul.
Because I can do some outtakes at the end. Alright, getting back into it.
Minor break for commercial.
You know, a word from our sponsors. We want some.
That's not a name of a company or anything, seriously. But if you want us to say nice things about your stuff, give us nice stuff.
Yeah, we're easily bought.
Oh yeah. Admittedly, you give a crack product, not like crack cocaine, but just something that's crap. That's what I meant to say. Crap, not crack.
I should put up a little sign, we'll pontificate and expound upon your products for free ammo.
Oh, ammo, guns, swimsuit calendars featuring women. Sorry.
I think Swedish massages.
I am a pig.
Yes, welcome to the trough right here.